guys, it's Twinson764, back again for another Colorado Lottery video. This time explaining the house edge and the percent and how it works and all that. So if you don't know what house edge is, let me explain real quick. It is the percent of the money that the game of whatever that the Colorado Lottery takes from the actual true odds of the game. So if the game has a 100% payback, that would mean a 0% house edge. Let's just do an example of like a coin flip. So a coin flip, you pay $10, and then if you guess it right, you get another $10, so you get $20. But let's just say if the house edge is 10%, which is $1 of the $10, so that means if you win, instead of getting $10, you'll get $9, and now you'll have $19. Does that kind of make sense? Well, I'll just explain it on the Colorado Lottery. I'm going to go through the games of the Colorado Lottery and explain all the house edge for each one. Remember, the higher the house edge, the worse it is for the player. And this is a long-run number, so anything can happen in the short run, but in the long term, you're going to lose more if the house edge is more. So let's start off with the Colorado Lottery Powerball. The Powerball house edge is roughly 50%, so that means for every $100 you spend on the Powerball, you're only going to get back $50 in the long run. This is one of the highest ones they have for the Colorado Lottery, but there's even one worse than that, and you'll find out what it is later on. But the Powerball, 50% house edge, not good at all. Let's keep going. Next up, we have the Mega Millions, also 50% house edge. Not very good game to play at all. Now we have Lucky for Life. Now this one's a little bit less, at 40.6% house edge. And you wonder where I got these numbers? They're actually on the Colorado Lottery website. You have to go digging through stuff, but it's on there. The Lucky for Life, you have a better house edge than the Powerball or the Mega, but it's still kind of high at 40.6%. Not very good. Next up, we have the Colorado Lottery with the Plus. In between both of them at 44.5% house edge. Still not good. Pretty much all these state lotteries have the high house edge, so it's not even good to spend a lot of your money on these anyway. Maybe you can like drag it out and only buy like a few of them a week, but these are like terrible, and I'm only just getting started. Okay, we got Cash 5 next. 44.7% house edge. Still bad. Although the Cash 5 jackpot's only $20,000, you'll still lose a lot in the long run for playing this if you don't get it. And the odds of winning this jackpot is around 1 in 201,000, so still not very good. Okay, let's move on to Pick 3. There are 3 bet types with the Pick 3, and each of them have their own house edge. So the Pick 3 exact bet is 50% house edge because it's a 1 in 1,000 chance of getting it, so they should pay you $1,000 for every dollar, but they only pay you $500, which is half, which is 50%. That's where it came from. Now we have the Pick 3 Any, which is a bigger house edge than the exact, because they take even more from it, at a 52%, which is still bad and the worst one the Colorado Lottery has to offer. And next we have the Pick 3 Pair. Now this one is only 40% house edge, because you win 60 out of every $100 you spend on it. So this one is the best one next to the Lucky for Life, and these are all the draw game house edges that you need to be aware of when you're playing. Okay, next up we got the scratch games. Well, I guess we'll go in order. Let's start with the $1 games. The $1 games have 40% house edge, which is actually the same as the Pick 3, so actually all of the draw games have worse house edge than any of the scratch tickets. Now that's kind of sad, but 40% is still bad. Okay, next, at the $2 scratch ticket, 38% house edge. We're getting better, but still not that great. Moving up, we have the $3 scratch tickets at 37%. Little better, but still not good. Next up, we got the $5 tickets at a whopping 31.5% house edge. Now these ones are a little better because 30% house edge is better than 40, but I still don't play the $5 tickets as much as the other ones, so let's keep going up. We got the $10 scratch tickets at 29%. Still not that great, but this is where you're getting in the margins of like, it's like an okay game to play. Like if you have the money to play it, it's alright. Then we have the $20 scratch tickets at 25.5%. That's like decent for like scratch games, and you shouldn't be playing $20 tickets unless you can't afford to spend them, but like, yeah, the lower you go, the higher the house edge, but if you can afford them, that's, I guess, where you get your money's worth. I'm skipping the $40 scratch ticket because it's going to be gone in a month, and it was like, I think it was like 25%, 23%, something like that, but it was in between. And our $50 scratch ticket's at 20% house edge. That's still bad. I hate the $50 ticket anyway. You're better off playing casino games. And that is all of the house edge for the Colorado Lottery. And the lowest one is, yes, the $50 scratch ticket for 20%. Now, just as a clarification of casino games, I'm just going to reference a couple of the house edges that they have, and why casinos are a lot better than the Colorado Lottery. Look at this, we got slots at around like 11%, we have roulette at 5.26%, we have craps at 1.41% for the pass line, and blackjack, if you play your hands perfectly, at 0.5%. And video poker, depending on the game and the pay table, it's like 1 to 3%, and then baccarat, 1%. And then even games that are like lottery games, like the Live Keno, like at 29%, like that one right there is a one where it might be like a Colorado Lottery game because it goes so slowly. Well, guys, there is all of the house edge for the Colorado Lottery and some casino games, and that is all I have for you today. If you have any complaints, leave them in the comments, and maybe you might play less scratch tickets from the Colorado Lottery and go to the casino because it'll make your money last a little bit longer. Unless you play extra slow from the scratch games. Okay, everybody, that's all for today. Peace out.